Ty, is there something you see similar in the last two games? Something that maybe plagued you in Toronto that carried over into tonight, or was it two separate issues that you feel like led to the two
No, it's been
outcomes?
three straight games. The Charlotte game as well. Um, like I said, our starters, we're just not getting off the good starts. And so we're not locking in defensively. Like 45 points in the first quarter, like that's just way too many. And so, um, we got to take pride in guarding. Like that's who we've been all season long. And now, the last three games, we've kind of let our guards down, and this is what happens. So we got to be better. We got to look at ourselves in the mirror and think about, do we want to win or not? That's got to be our mentality. And so, three games in a row, we come out um, with not a great defensive performance, and they're just not putting enough into the game, even on the offensive end, not putting a lot into the game. And so when that happens, you get blown out like we did tonight.
Based on the points that you're making, does it feel like more of an effort thing, a focus thing? Are those things easier to fix because they are?
Focus, intensity, effort, whatever you want to call it. We're not bringing it, and so um, but we got to fix for that.
Coach, there were a couple times defensively where it seemed like guys got lost cutting baseline for layups and dunks. So, I mean, I know you're going to talk to your guys about, but those defensive breakdowns, is that more of a mental thing for you guys? Because, I mean, guys are running by them, their heads aren't even turning.
Mental. We
Mental.
talked about it shoot around today.
Yeah.
Rui had 4 cuts on his last game, and he's been doing it all year long. And so we made a point of emphasis, like he's gonna cut back door. Like don't be surprised. And yet again we're surprised. And so that's focus and that's locking in, paying attention what you're supposed to do.
And the live ball turnovers. You guys weren't able to get back again today, and they took full advantage of it. What is it that you guys turn the ball over, they complain to the refs and don't turn around and get back to help their guys?
Well,
What does that say about your guys?
Well, we only had 9 turnovers, but it was the shots or shot selection and leaking out. We told him when Rui contests, he's going to keep going. We didn't get back in transition, so we didn't follow the game plan. And so, whether it's a lack of focus or preparation or we got to do a better job, but right now, like I said, the last 3 games, we just haven't been with it. And so we got to change that mindset quickly.
Sorry, when that happens, do you need more practice time? These guys need to study the film better, or more time in?
We need to look ourselves in the mirror.
It starts right there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you told them that. When you tell them that, what's their response other than facts?
We're all in agreement on what we need to do, and they understand what we need to do. We've been doing it all year long. And so if we don't play hard, we don't have a chance. Our margin for error is slim. Kawhi's not Kawhi yet. He's limited minutes. And so if we don't do what we've been doing all year, it's going to be a long season for us. And so we got to come out. We got to play hard every night. We got to compete every single night to be in these games. And if we don't, we can get beat by anybody.
Coach, you just mentioned Kawhi. It's actually getting back into the flow of things. Also, the defensively, but what about offensively? You guys have to do better until Kawhi gets back to full strength. And, do you think some of the ISO ball kind of might be affected in the team offensively as well?
Yeah, it can. I mean, it definitely can. And then the spacing, I think, is one thing. And then the pace, spacing and pace. We talked about it, all season long. But, until we want to get it right, it's gonna be some tough times. And so we know the blueprint. We know what we're supposed to do. And, we're just not doing it right now.
Ty, you mentioned this is now 3 games in a row that this has been like this for you guys. Does this feel like an inflection point for you, like 50 games into the year, like it's now or never, like you either find it or you don't?
I don't feel that way. I think, when you bring in, Kawhi Leonard back, he's played, 10, 11 games, that's going to be a process. And so you can take the losses when you're trying to figure it out, trying to figure out rotations, but you just can't take losses and performances when we're not, competing. Like that's just tough to see. And so we're giving in too easy, way too easy. And we got to be better, so we just got to have that mentality, how we started the season, and how we've been playing all year. I can't say all year, but just these last 3 games, it seems like we've let go of the rope, and we got to get better.
Ty, what's going to stop teams from just saying whether you make shots or not, just going to push the pace? We're going to see what mismatches they can get and just play fast until you guys adjust to that.
Say it again.
Like, what's it going to take for teams to, right now it just seems simply that whether you guys make shots or not, teams are pushing the pace on you. They're looking and seeing that if they run, you guys aren't going to match up as well. Like there's you've talked about guys getting back cut, guys not getting back. What's it going to take for teams to not just simply look at y'all and say we're just going to push the pace on your guys?
Well, we got to control that. Like, we got to get back on the razor shots. When we turn the ball over, we got to get back. And we got to have good floor balance. We've been talking about this for I don't know how many years now. And even coming to this season, our defense is good, but our transition has been bad, like it has been over the years. And so we got to make a conscious effort, just make sure we're going to get back, make sure we get the ball squared up. But right now, we're not doing a good job of that.
Ty, because Kawhi is back, do you think guys can look at him as like a crutch to where they don't have to do the same things at the same energy level, same effort level that they did before he even came back? Could that be a thing?
It could be. I mean, you get your best player back, you think things become easier. But in all actuality, it becomes harder, because he's going to take a time to find his rhythm, to get in shape, and then how we want to play off of him, And so it's a difference, than how we've kind of established, like we talked about early on, like if we give me the same group, we can establish how we want to play and win games. But when your best player comes back, now you got to, insert him and then find out how you want to play. And I think some of our guys have been struggling with that, and so, it's going to be a process, but you still can't let your guard down, and you still got to, and we've been good, so I can't be, all the way upset, but just the last 3 games have really pissed me off.